Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 916. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Patrick. What's up, Patrick?
Hey Joe.
What's up, Chris?
What's up?
What's up, Connor?
Hello.
All right, so what do we got, Chris? I know today was a crazy day for news.
Yeah, so we'll start off with the smaller stuff first and then get into the Star Wars stuff. We have the director for Godzilla King of Monsters is confirmed to be Michael, I'm going to probably say his name wrong, Doherty, I think is how.
Daughtery or something like
that. He is, of course, he was the director of Krampus and Trick or Treat. He was involved in X2, X-Men United, and a couple of other films. I'm pretty happy with this because his whole way of getting this job, he was brought in by Legendary. He's worked obviously with Legendary before. Both Krampus and Trick or Treat are Legendary films, which I both really like. I like both of them.
Yes.
He got brought in to do some of the writing room stuff for the MonsterVerse with Godzilla and Kong and whatnot. And they said apparently based on his screenplay for Godzilla King of Monsters, that would, if it was good, then he would be the director for the film as well. If it wasn't, I guess they were gonna get another screenplay, or apparently he is confirmed as the director, so apparently that means that they liked his screenplay and they want him to do this. I know he's also doing Trick or Treat too.
Yes.
After this, so I'm happy with that. I'm happy that we got a director. I've liked pretty much all of his work. And other than that, I'm just happy we have a director, which means I guess they are going to start filming this in March.
Yes, absolutely. Full steam ahead. I can't friggin' wait. I'm very happy with the news, too. I do like his work. So, but we don't have anything about what the Godzilla King of Monsters is about, or no?
If they're going off of what they said at Comic-Con a few years ago, it's going to be...
But this is going to be different. This is his script, though, right?
No, it's going to be the one that they want.
Oh, but
I'm assuming they told them, write your own, but you have to put these things in it.
Okay.
Because I know Max Borenstein, who helped write Godzilla 2014, or he was the main writer, he is attached to this as well.
Okay.
And I know that him and Gareth Edwards set up this universe behind the scenes, apparently, at least somewhat, before Gareth Edwards left.
Right.
So I guess they have an idea of where this is going to go, but, Michael was brought in to really, this is how this movie is going to go. Now, I don't know if he's doing Godzilla versus Kong. But who knows? I guess if Godzilla King of Monsters as well, maybe they'll say, hey, you want to do Godzilla versus Kong as well.
Right.
And I think he should do it because that movie is going to make a huge amount of money no matter what. It's got a great release date, and, it's after all this Avengers and stuff, after all the big things come out, and it's Godzilla versus Kong. People are going to line up to see that no matter what.
I can't wait to see that. That's I've been waiting for that for decades. So, what about you, Patrick? You a Godzilla fan?
I like it. I just haven't. I've seen a couple. I haven't really liked it as much as I
That's
should.
awesome, right?
Because,
Yeah.
no, it's just more of a focus on the people rather than the monsters. So,
Okay.
if they focus more on the monsters, then I'll like it more.
Okay. What about you, Connor?
I prefer King Kong, to be honest.
Yeah.
Is Kong Skull Island a part of this universe, or is it different?
Yes. It's technically it's like a prequel to Godzilla 2014, but it's not like it is directly connected to it, but it's not like the prequel for it. It's like it happens before it. They're going to mention Godzilla. They've actually already mentioned him in one of the TV spots, but that is the Kong he's going to fight in 2020.
Only he's going to be years later, and he's going to be bigger.
Yeah, because the Kong and Kong Skull Island, he's only an adolescent right now. So
he's going to grow.
The size difference.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent.
And to go with what Patrick said, I know the director of Kong Skull Island said the exact same thing Patrick just said. He said, I like Godzilla 2014, but I want my movie to have like an hour of Kong just doing stuff in it. So
right.
And the trailers and stuff have shown that that's what apparently Kong's going to be in it for like most of the movie. So I think that's a good way to go too.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so now the big news. Well, everything's big news, but this is the biggest. The biggest of the biggest. Your favorite title in the world. Go ahead,
Oh,
Chris.
you want me to do it, or do you want to do it, Connor? Or
I'll do it if you want.
All
yeah,
right.
go ahead.
Star Wars Episode 8 has a title, and it's The Last Jedi.
And Chris hates it.
I do.
I have a few issues with it as well, actually, come to think of it.
How many times do we have Jedi in the title? Kind of Return of the Jedi. Once, I guess. But
Now it's twice.
I mean,
My issue with it is that it sounds like a trilogy closer of a title rather than a middle. So whether Episode 9 is going to be some big fucking deal with a great title, you know, then the last
Sith Reborn. No, it's like what
something
the hell?
ridiculous. And you know, this is a bit of a massive title to
The Spawn of the Sith. I don't know, whatever.
because apart from maybe The Empire Strikes Back, you've got Attack of the Clones, which is arguably the worst title of the entire
Series.
Agreed.
So, and that's the middle part of that trilogy, and it's supposed to be build up to the big thing. The Last Jedi is like the end, if it was the end.
I mean,
No.
again, it's like the Last Commands, the Last Night. I mean, it's the last. I mean, there was a comic that said the Last Jedi.
You know, that was something I was talking about before we got on the cast. You know, they see that Transformers is using their title The Last Night, which is okay. It's not a great title, but you know, whatever. But that's as much as people don't like those movies, it's still a big movie, Transformers. So like, why aren't you using a different title? Like, why aren't you differentiating?
Well, that's exactly what happened with Independence Day Resurgence.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden it was Godzilla Resurgence. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, it's very rare you're going to use the word Resurgence, and now it's going to be two in the same damn year.
Well, I think that's why they changed the title.
Shin Godzilla.
Remember when it came over here, they changed it to Shin Godzilla.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I saw the title, and I was like, I like the red Star Wars font.
Yeah.
But when I saw The Last Jedi, I was just like, that's really generic.
Again, it's plural, right? So it could mean a whole bunch of Last Jedi.
Listen, there's going to be
I think that's a
100
good
articles. There's going to be 100 articles with people saying they know what it means. Nobody knows what it means right now. We have to wait to see the movie.
It's based. Here's the thing, Luke. First of all, Luke is the last Jedi.
We're assuming.
But when he trains Rey, then there's two Jedi.
Again, we're assuming.
I'm just saying, like, it's not gonna be one Jedi.
Finn is force sensitive.
It's not gonna be one Jedi, though. It's gonna be a whole bunch.
We're assuming.
It could easily be a new character that they're bringing in, because they do like that sort of misdirection. Because The Last Jedi, you would think is Luke.
So obviously, The Last Jedi means that we're gonna lose. Because the next title is going to be Spawn of the Sith or some shit.
It doesn't necessarily mean that, because as much as a lot of people are jumping to the conclusion, we don't even know if Luke is still a Jedi.
I mean, how do you just turn it off? You don't just turn it off.
Well,
I'm not a Jedi anymore. I mean, that's
that's how you define a Jedi. Because some have argued, and I think you're correct in saying Luke isn't necessarily a Jedi if you go by Jedi as someone who would be part of the council.
There's no council.
Yeah,
but Luke
that's
wouldn't be that type of Jedi. Luke would be more of a Qui-Gon type of Jedi.
Patrick's right. See, because Qui-Gon, if you look in the old canon, they barely considered him a Jedi. He was bordering gray Jedi, which by definition is not a Jedi.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know. Again, none of us know for sure, but I have a very funny feeling that they want us to say, oh, it's Luke. And then the movie comes out and bam, I'm not a Jedi. What? What do you mean you're not a Jedi? You know.
I don't like it being loose like that, where you could just, I'm not a Jedi anymore.
No, but that's not how it works, though.
In canon, are you classed as a Jedi if you're untrained?
What do you mean, like if you...
Like Rey, she's found out she has powers.
She's not a Jedi. Because in Rebels, they introduced a character called the Bendu, who specifically says, I'm a Force user, I use the light and the dark, but I'm not a Jedi nor a Sith. So I think that maybe they're... And Ahsoka. This is the perfect thing. Ahsoka is the perfect example. She was trained by Anakin. She was part of the Order. She left the Order. And then she clearly says, I am not a Jedi.
Ugh.
So she's not a Jedi. So if they want to do that with Luke, because Luke's always had an issue with the light and the dark, they could easily do that. And then they could say the last Jedi is maybe Rey or a new character like you said, Connor.
But how could she be a Jedi if a Jedi is not training her?
Because she can be trained as a Jedi.
Obi-Wan's a Jedi. Obi-Wan was trained by Qui-Gon.
Yeah, but... So Luke's not a Jedi, but he's training her to be a Jedi.
Well, we don't know. He could still be a Jedi.
He's still a Jedi.
We have no idea.
He's still a Jedi.
Well, again, that's just speculation right now. Nothing. We don't have... Everyone thinks that, Luke is a Jedi.
Why would he give up being a good guy and a Jedi?
Look what happened when he tried to make a new order.
But it wasn't that. It was that the kid was disturbed from the beginning.
No, he was not.
Ben Solo?
He was not.
What if it's talking about Kylo? And he comes back to the light, and then technically, if Luke's not a Jedi and Rey is not being trained in the ways of the Jedi, then he's technically the last Jedi, isn't he?
Yeah, by definition, yeah.
How can he be a Jedi if he's not? He's not even a Sith. He's a
dark side user.
Whatever. They're so ridiculously.
Yeah, but if he's pulled back into the light by Luke or Rey or even Leia, then
he's already pulled back into the light. The moment his father touched his face,
then he's technically a Jedi again, rather than a Sith or a Sith Lord or whatever.
I mean, could he be a Jedi if he's trained by Snoke?
No.
So he would have to be trained by a Jedi user, right? A Jedi?
Yeah, he was being trained by Luke.
But in other words, he can't be a Jedi unless he's trained by Luke, right?
Well, no, he could still try to be a Jedi without being trained by Luke. You can still try to be a Jedi without being trained by a Jedi, but if you don't... It's like religion. Are you really part of a religion if you don't follow its order? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Which is the Jedi Order is technically a religion. So if Luke says, listen, I'm not following that order, then by definition, he's not really a Jedi. But if
what the hell does he have to follow?
Huh?
What does he have to follow? I mean, he could just be a hermit like Obi-Wan Kenobi on that place, like he was on Tatooine. He's there.
But Obi-Wan followed the Jedi Order even after he went into exile.
So why can't he be a Jedi in exile too?
Because Luke probably didn't want to be a Jedi after what happened.
And Luke doesn't seem the type to follow that type of...
He sure looks like he's dressed as a Jedi.
Yeah, but you notice he's wearing a gray robe.
Come on.
I believe it's either Luke and Rey, or Kylo that it's referring to.
It's probably all three.
Because Adam Driver's comments about humanity sort of hints towards, to me anyway, him being pulled back into humanity, which is because you wouldn't really call his form of evil.
That's probably the thing that everybody's going to go nuts about. Just when they're losing, Kylo Ren's going to turn on Snoke or something.
You know, I have an idea about that. I think because there was a rumor that said that at some point in this movie, Snoke tells Hux to keep an eye on Kylo because he hasn't been the same since he killed Han Solo or whatever it was. I have a funny feeling that Snoke is going to cast him aside for Rey. He's going to say, like, you're becoming too... like Connor said, your humanity is taking over. You're not the person that I brought into the Knights of Ren. I think he's going to cast him aside for Rey because I think Rey is going to be tempted by the dark side.
Or wouldn't he go after the mother, Leia?
Not necessarily.
No, Leia's old. You want someone new and young.
But wouldn't he go to kill the mother to try to turn him completely?
Yeah, but that could be the humanity thing. Like, what if he tries to do it and he doesn't do it?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, it could be like that, but what I'm saying is I think that it's going to be his humanity, like Connor said, that causes Snoke to say, you're not worth it anymore. And then he's going to go after Rey. Because that explains that voice that she heard in the novel when he lost and it said, kill him. When he lost the lightsaber duel, Kylo Ren, she heard a voice say, kill him. I think that was probably Snoke, because when he sensed that Rey beat him, he's like, oh, hey, she's a better apprentice, or she could be a better apprentice than he is.
Right.
Because the way that they built Kylo up as a character in The Force Awakens, it was different to Vader and Palpatine and stuff, because it doesn't feel like he's a main villain. He feels like someone that could easily be killed in this one or something, or cast aside, as Chris said, by Snoke.
It's almost like he's acting like a villain. Like the reason that he's trying to be so much like Vader is because that's not who he really is as a person. He's trying to be like somebody that he's seen successful before him. So he's like acting like a bad guy, but in his heart, he's not really a bad guy. He's trying to be, but he's trying to be something that he's not.
I see.
And that's why he's not the same as Vader or Palpatine, like Connor just said, because they were bad. They were bad people, you know.
But he doesn't do bad. Like, it seems to me like he holds back, or he, like, you know, he could kill people like that.
Oh,
he just
could,
gets really angry.
He doesn't really.
That's it, basically.
He doesn't really do that, though.
Because I think there's something in him telling him not to.
Right.
Like that first order officer that he dragged across the room and grabbed him by the throat. We all know that he probably could have snapped that guy's neck like Vader did.
Yeah.
But he didn't. And I think that's telling, because it's like, you notice he's going after objects rather than people. Vader went after people.
Yeah.
Vader, he didn't smash a console, he snapped your neck.
Right.
But Ren, he doesn't do that.
Yeah.
He goes after things like inanimate objects. You know, those can be replaced.
He breaks things, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I don't know, man. We're going to get a trailer June, I think?
Apparently, when The Force Awakens title was unveiled, they got the first teaser.
Oh, so we're going to get a teaser soon?
2 weeks after that, and 2 weeks from Sunday would have been Super Bowl.
Well, Super Bowl is the 5th.
Yeah, that's so not the Sunday coming, the Sunday afterwards.
So could we get a teaser on Super Bowl?
I think we'll get a teaser on Super Bowl, a full trailer at Celebration or something.
Yeah, I think Connor's right. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. So the teaser's probably like 30 seconds, right?
Yeah, it'll be short. It'll be like commercial length, and then.
Right. Okay. I can't freaking wait, man, for this. Freaking see Luke again and stuff. It's gonna be great.
Didn't they also? I think they confirmed Woody Harrelson's character name.
I think so.
Solo movie.
Yeah. Get the article. Pretty sure I saw that too.
I know that we're talking about episode 8, but
yeah,
I thought that was interesting.
There's a lot of stuff that, I mean, I don't know if you want to cover on this everything show. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happened today.
Might as well.
Thomas Jane has been announced that he's joining the Predator reboot. If you remember him, he's the Punisher.
Yeah.
So that's friggin' crazy. They're still adding people to that. And Neil Blomkamp's Aliens sequel said it probably won't be made thanks to Ridley Scott. That he basically is just hogging it and not going to let anybody do it. So that sucks. Totally. I do, you know, my whole thing is that even though Ridley Scott did the Alien movies, like, to me, he jumped the gun and he said he was going to do Prometheus sequels, and then he changed his whole entire concept. And, you know, it's like, dude, you know, this guy brought interest back by showing these diagrams with Sigourney Weaver and Neil Blomkamp. So why can't you just let him do his movie too? Why do you got to just take over the whole damn thing? You know? I mean,
I think a lot of that has to do with the studio.
No, I think it's mostly Ridley Scott's implemented stuff in there.
I think he's involved, but I think it has to do with the studio because you got to remember, Chappie did not earn Neil Blomkamp any recognition.
Right. But, I mean...
Put him down a few notches.
But, I mean, you got to give the guy a chance, no?
Well, yeah, I agree, but do you want to give him a big franchise like Alien?
I mean, being that he brought interest in it, yeah. Well, what else? I mean, here's the thing. I would, yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, look what they had running the damn thing.
So wait.
And they had the guy that did Madonna videos.
So wait,
ridiculous.
As a business, now think about this as an executive, right?
All right.
Are you gonna give Neil Blomkamp an Alien franchise when his last movie didn't do well? Or are you going to give Ridley Scott, the guy who just made a huge movie with The Martian that did exceptionally well? Who are you going to give it to?
Well, here's the thing. Ridley Scott was doing Prometheus. And it wasn't supposed to be. And I would look at that very heavily because I remember what he said.
Yeah, but...
He's not doing aliens. And I mean, look, dude, you tried to sell it to the people, and then you changed your freaking sales plan in the middle of it.
Yeah, but again, you got to think about it from a business standpoint. At that point, you have to go at Ridley Scott.
But he's not confident in his own product that now he has to change the whole dynamic of it. He's changing his whole business model. So Prometheus,
I don't think he is.
Prometheus is not Prometheus 2. It's Aliens movies.
Oh, but it is the sequel to Prometheus. If you read the synopsis, I
mean, it's kind of Aliens, dude. And everything about it's in Aliens. I mean,
yeah, but there are no regular xenomorphs in it apparently. So.
I don't know. I would let you know what, I would give it a chance to Blomkamp. Yeah.
Well, then you're gonna lose money. That's the last thing you want to do. Unless he somehow knocks it out of the park. But
well, first of all, wouldn't Neil Blomkamp write it? And Ridley Scott direct it?
Yeah, but if you do that, who's gonna want control? They're both gonna want control over it.
Oh, come on.
Then it's gonna fall apart.
All right. Then maybe not. I don't know.
Because you know the story behind what happened in Prometheus too, right? Like the first one, Ridley Scott was gonna have a xenomorph show up in there, and the studio came along and they were like, no. And then he was like, okay, I'll do the Deacon, I'll do the proto xenomorph, and they were like, okay. And that was even supposed to have a bigger part in the movie at the end.
Right. But now they're saying, okay, go ahead, go full-fledged.
Well, I mean, if you consider the neomorphs, I mean, they're going to be xenomorph-like, but...
I mean, I don't know what the hell it's going to be, dude. I mean,
I've seen the concept art for them, and they're really not, like, they're similar, but they're very different from xenomorphs.
I just want my Aliens movies franchise back. That's what I want.
And they're planning a third Prometheus as well.
Of course.
Part of a trilogy, you know?
Yeah. Which will probably have an alien in the title.
Yeah.
It's not going to have Prometheus in the title anymore. Either way, I still would have wanted to see. I mean, that stuff was interesting that he drew. But anyway, maybe he would do better if it's doing not a creation of his, but his favorite thing, like Alien. Blomkamp. I mean, he had the passion to draw those diagrams and not even do the damn movie. You know? I don't know.
If Ridley Scott does it, then I want Blomkamp to do another District 9. I want my sequel, damn it.
That is what he should focus on. Because if he does let's say he does like a District 10 or whatever, and it does well, then he could say, I want to do Alien 5.
Right.
And then they'd say, okay, maybe they would say okay. But I got to tell you, if Chappie would have done well, I think, yes, we would have gotten like an
We ripped that movie to pieces.
Exactly.
And that movie did suck. In fact, they striked me, Chappie.
Really?
On a Morning with Matrix Lord segment where I showed the Chappie poster. They striked it. And I had to, I guess I had to delete or I had to do something, whatever, yeah.
That movie is basically what caused a lot of friction behind the scenes. And they were like,
Well, first of all, everybody ripped it because it was like Short Circuit.
Yeah.
And I love Short Circuit, so I don't want to see that. That's a copy. I don't like copies off of things. Do your own original stuff.
Well, I mean, I didn't mind it. Like, I know that they paid homage to it, but I just like the movie to me was just like meh.
Yeah.
Like the end with the guy turning into the robot. I was like, well, where are we going with this? Like,
That's stupid. I gave you the article, I think, right? Also.
yes. We were talking before about Woody Harrelson's character in the Han Solo movie. His name is Garish Stryker, and he is Han Solo's mentor, apparently. So.
His last name is Stryker?
Stryker.
Stryker.
Yeah. Shrikerer, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Is he a bad guy or is he?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
Are we gonna have anybody cameo in the movie?
I heard that they might have some people from Rogue One cameo, but that's getting a little weird if you do that.
Yeah, that is weird.
Guido, maybe?
Yeah. Oh, Gareth Shrike. I'm sorry. Gareth Shrike, not Stryker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stryker's too much like a Wolverine thing.
Yeah, Gareth Shrike. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I'm excited for that. I like Woody Harrelson, so.
They said it's supposed to be the best Star Wars movie ever, right? But then they keep saying that about everyone that's being made. But I mean,
Oh yeah, of course.
I don't know when to believe it. But we're at $1.012 billion for Rogue One as of Sunday. So there you go.
I'm surprised. I didn't think it was going to get that high.
Well, the thing is, you get the foreign markets too. I mean, they don't report on time, so they're behind.
Mm-hmm.
But we're still going. I mean, it could. I don't want to say it's going to do up to another 100 million, but because right now it's kind of in a decline. It's like what, sixth place or whatever. It's still making millions a day. So I mean, I don't know. We got to look at this carefully here. Split is number one, and I still have to see it.
Yeah, there's a big.
Don't tell me. I know.
No. I'm not gonna say what it is, but there is a big thing that happens at the end of that movie that I think, is gonna change the way that he makes movies. M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
Yes.
The way he makes movies.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. You basically have to watch all of his movies before you go.
All of his movies before.
That's me. I don't. You don't have to watch all of them. I don't want to spoil anything.
Okay.
That's the best way I can say it without spoiling it, because there's a certain thing that happens.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'll definitely look at it. Maybe I'll get to see it this week sometime. All right. Anything else, guys?
For me.
All right, guys. Take care. Bye for now.